Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome to the gun shop. We're continuing with our Modern Warfare 3 massive leak of information. And when I say massive, I mean massive. There is a tremendous amount of information here. And so I've split it up so that I can remember certain key features and those that are interested in it. Some people don't want to find out what's going on in the campaign mode, so I've split up the videos into shorter ones. Anyway, let's go move on here. We're going to be talking about multiplayer here. A link to this article is in the description of the video. It contains a lot of information and I'm only going to scratch the surface on it. If you want to find out all the details, then definitely check out the link. It's from Kotaku, I believe. Anyway, the leak shows about 20 different multiplayer maps. Now that seems massive, but I don't think that all 20 are going to be released from the get-go. Likely that list contains map pack content as well. So we're probably going to see, I don't know, 12 or so, 10 or 12, and then, 5 and 5 released later with DLCs. That being said, that's still a good number of maps. 20 different maps to play is absolutely reasonable. I will say reasonable, because that's a lot of maps, and that keeps our interest going. What's really nice about it too, though, is because of the campaign, the fact that they've traveled all over the world, it creates a considerably larger creative license for the multiplayer maps. They're not just having to make multiplayer maps that are just in Vietnam, Siberia, and Cuba, if you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not bashing on them either. I'm just saying that because they've gone to all these different places, including, I think it was New York City, India, everywhere, all over the world, you create this environment, 20 maps. They could probably create 30 maps easily because of that, how they span the actual world. That being said, the maps are rumored to be a lot larger. And if you look in this article here, they're going to show pictures of 2 vehicles. Now, we heard a rumor that there was going to be vehicles introduced, and there was some concern saying, no, keep them for Battlefield, keep them out of Call of Duty, there's no place for them. And I was kind of hesitant as well. But it looks, if you take a look at the pictures, and there's no information, there's simply pictures, the only 2 vehicles that they show, one is a chopper. You're like, oh, okay. And the other is an APC. Both look to be only personnel carriers. There's no mounted gun on the actual chopper itself, at least not that I could seen. Maybe I didn't look closely enough, and I apologize if I'm wrong. But it looks like the chopper and the APC are strictly personnel carriers, which would actually coincide with the rumors that the maps are a lot larger. Because if they're a lot larger, and I'm like, okay, well, that's going to be a problem. It's going to take forever, especially if there's only 6v6, which is a typical Call of Duty type game. How are you going to move across? It just doesn't seem to make sense. But if the only vehicles are introduced here, in terms of balancing and worrying about, overpowered tanks and stuff, if they're simply personnel carriers, taking like a group of soldiers and moving them, and you guys can hop in and get to a point really fast without, using it to mow down the enemy with crazy mounted machine guns, I think that actually may work. So I don't think it's as bad as we all think. Again, these are only images and we don't know the other vehicles, if there are other vehicles involved, and if these are actually involved in the multiplayer as well. We don't know. We only have pics of it and we don't have a lot of information. But from what I've seen, I don't think that it's going to be that bad. So the larger maps, vehicles that seem to be only personnel carriers, which is good for balancing. And the other thing that I'm actually really excited about is the weapons. Now they're going through, your shotguns, you got your striker, you got your 1887, oh, everybody loved those, didn't they? Akimbo 1887s, nerf them, they're overpowered, I can hear it now. But going back, more importantly for me, it's going back and it's bringing back my all-time favorite SMG in the Call of Duty game series ever. And that is the original MP5, the MP5 from Call of Duty 4. It was a hella beast gun, and then what they did was they made the MP5K, which is a modified version of it, and I'm sorry, I know a lot of you liked it, but it sucks in comparison to the original MP5. The MP5 was like the UMP of Modern Warfare 2. It was beast. I can still go into Call of Duty 4, pick that weapon up, and just own people all day. It's amazing. I love that weapon. I'm so excited to see it back. And what's also interesting is you'll see there's a new version of that weapon. It looks like actually a hybrid of the UMP and the Call of Duty 4 MP5. So I'm curious to see how that's going to handle. And of course, if it is a beast of a gun, you can expect that every single person is going to be using it, and then everyone else that's getting owned by it and says, I'm not using it, I refuse to use it, is going to get owned by it, and they're going to say it's overpowered and we got to nerf it, and we'll go through it. But we love that. That's Call of Duty, and that's the whole experience. So anyway, the multiplayer is looking to be beast. We're looking at 20 maps altogether, probably, you know, including the DLCs, but that's a lot, you know, covering all over the world. We got weapons, and finally my MP5 is coming back. I don't even care about the M16 or any of that stuff. The fact, if they bring it back and they do justice to it the way it was in Call of Duty 4, I'm absolutely going to fly down to Infinity Ward and kiss someone, hopefully a girl, because it would be awkward if it wasn't. Nonetheless, the maps and the vehicles, I'm kind of a little more assured that there's going to be some balance and not going to be overpowered tanks everywhere and people freaking out just by the images that we're seeing there. Anyway, leave your comments below. What are your feelings on it? Read the article, take a look at all the stuff. How are your feelings on this? I mean, I don't even need to see a trailer. I'm more interested in the meat and potatoes of it, the details of the game, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm actually starting to get excited for this game. I mean, I don't even hardly ever play Black Ops. When Modern Warfare 2 came out, I played that game right up to the very last day before Black Ops came out. Same thing with Call of Duty 4. Heck, I still play Call of Duty 4. Although not on my PlayStation right now because the network's down, but whatever, you know what I mean. Black Ops are already sort of left in the dust. I'm excited to have Infinity Ward back, the Modern Warfare engine back. I'm just excited to play this game, and it's looking to be something that I've wanted for quite some time. Anyway, leave your comments below, rate the video, and remember, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Peace. Thousands of movies and TV shows streamed directly from your PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, or PC computer. Click on the link in the description of the video for your free 1-month trial membership, courtesy of Next Gen Tactics.